Hey everybody, I'm Pat and this is another Outsider review. And this week, like I said, we've got a 7-passenger SUV that won't break the bank when you buy it and then will save you even more money when you're driving it around. How's it going to do that? Well, welcome to the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid. This is how your money is going to get saved, and they have a much more square look than they had it previously. This actually reminds me a little bit of a Ford Explorer. Yes, believe it or not, they went from that rounded up SUV to a little bit boxier looking 7-passenger SUV. But is it a true 7-passenger SUV? And how does it ride? How does it handle? How's the interior? Well, let's go for a ride and I'll show you and tell you all about this new SUV. Now here we are inside the Outlander plug-in hybrid, and right away it's wow. The outside is nice, it's more of a square styling than it has in the previous year, which is great, and everything's LEDs, which is also good, but it's not wow. Inside, it's definitely a luxury standard interior, especially in the GT line like we have here. You have this aniline fabric and you have soft touch fabric everywhere. Look at that orange stitching or caramel colored stitching everywhere. A little bit of metallic color plastic down here as well. Rugged metallic look. It is plastic. A little bit of piano black here. I would have changed that and put this carbon fiber plastic that they have on the side there, which looks much nicer. But everything's so soft and everything's padded really well, and this is an award-winning interior for a reason. The shifter also, you'll notice that it's the same kind of shifter as we've had in the Nissan and Infiniti, and that's because they have a partnership with Mitsubishi, and it is the same kind of Triptonic shifter, which I actually like. The motion and park button right on top, all good. Parking brake here, drive modes here, everything's very accessible. One pedal drive mode here and your EV select, very good. Everything is really well designed, and this is not an emission. I didn't just accidentally leave my phone plugged in here. It does have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. However, you will have to attach a cord to it because it's not wireless. It does have a wireless charger. That's great, but my phone's got to be plugged in anyways. So, big omission, Mitsubishi, you got to fix that. You got an 8-inch display, 12-inch digital display for the driver. Everything's really high-tech and well done, except for that. Seat comfort, very great, and actually has massaging seats for the first time, which, it could not have it, and that would be fine because it's just the lumbar support that just goes in and out. That's all I feel anyways when I put the massage function on it. Otherwise, it's just 8-way adjustable seats with lumbar on both passenger and driver, and heated seats. No ventilated seats, however, but I live in the north, so that's not a big issue for me. It could be for you. As far as legroom, we're looking at 41 inches of legroom, ample enough, very comfortable. Seats are very comfortable. Back there, you're looking at 38 inches of legroom, still pretty good. And then all the way back there, third row, don't even bother. They say 19-inch of legroom, and I would just take that third row out. I did not enjoy my time there, so just don't put anybody back there. It's very uncomfortable, very cramped, and I'm only 5'9", and I found it that I didn't have enough headroom to fit. I had to crouch my neck, so no go for that. Now, as far as cargo back there, you're looking at 12.8 cubic feet with all the seats up. You fold the third row, you have way more room. You have 30.8 inches of, 30.8 cubic feet, which is very good and has more cargo space than, let's say, a RAV4 Prime, because if you put all the seats down, you're at 64.7 cubic feet. Now, I just made the comparison to RAV4 Prime because immediately you guys will too. As far as plug-in hybrid, you'll notice that these are very close. The RAV4 Prime is a little more expensive. A big difference is right here in the interior. That's why I'm mentioning it here, is because this interior doesn't even compare to the RAV4 Prime. This is way more of a nicer interior. You could put a luxury badge right here and you wouldn't know better. So this is where the Outlander beats out the Prime. The interior, hands down, points to this one. As far as fuel economy and such, we will go for a drive and we'll talk about fuel economy, performance, handling, and everything else. So here we are on board the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid, and let's punch it. So pedal to the floor. Now I have a pretty good charge on my battery, and that's what's actually helping me having a lot more torque and horsepower. We're talking about 332 pounds-feet of torque and 248 horsepower. It's powered through twin permanent magnet motors, and as well as a 2.4 liter four-cylinder engine with a one-speed transmission. You heard me correct. It is a one-speed transmission, and if you don't have those electric motors, you're looking at 131 horsepower and 144 pounds-feet of torque. Now, luckily for us, this regen is actually pretty good. So the electric motors are always continuously working with you. However, when you do get at high speeds, like above 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles per hour, you're going to be using a lot of the gas engine, the four-cylinder engine, and that's where you'll notice that one speed may not have been the best choice. Now, Mitsubishi says they didn't really feel the need to go with a CVT or 8-speed transmission because they have those twin permanent magnet motors, and I'd say they'd be right in most cases. However, it's when you're at highway speed and you really need to pass somebody, the amount of torque you're getting is not enough. The CVT also, not the CVT, the one-speed transmission also revs really high because it's just a one speed. And I think this is where this struggles as far as efficiency. It doesn't have as good as efficiency as its competitors, such as the Toyota RAV4 or even the Kia Sportage, or Sportage as you guys say in the States. So what you're looking at fuel efficiency is 25 miles per gallon in the city, 27 miles per gallon on the highway, for a combined 26 miles per gallon. Up here in Canada, 9.2 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.7 liters on the highway, for a combined 9 liters per 100 kilometers. In actual life, this is gauged at about 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers, or 46 miles per gallon. For myself, I've been getting close to that. I'm more around the 6 liters per 100 kilometers, so it's pretty good, but that includes a very long drive between Montreal and Quebec, where it was mostly done without any kind of battery whatsoever. Which takes me to where this wins. Well, it wins going to work and back. With 61 kilometers of range, or 38 miles of range for just the battery alone, that is very good. And I will tell you, that's the EPA standard, but you will beat that more than likely. I use the one pedal drive, so a stronger regen, just because I like it as far as my driving style. And I will tell you, I'm getting close to 74 kilometers of battery range. Speaking of good, the warranty on this vehicle, amazing warranty. You're looking at 10 years, 100,000 miles for the battery and powertrain, or in Canada, 160,000 kilometers, which is the best in the biz. They do have Hyundai Motors Group does the same kind of warranty as well. That being said, This vehicle also ranks really high on the JD Power Reliability Report for 2023. It's a 3-year reliability report, and Mitsubishi, surprise, surprise, ranked 6th overall, which is actually really good. So that was one of my concerns for Mitsubishi, is reliability, because it's not one of the major brands you hear about. Toyota is. Everybody hears about Toyota reliability, how amazing it is, but Mitsubishi actually ranked 6th in the JD Power Reliability, a 3-year reliability report. Words are hard. So that actually put my mind at ease, and Consumer Report ranks this vehicle very reliable. This is the 2nd generation for Mitsubishi for their plug-in hybrid. So they've been at it for a little bit, and they seem to be doing a very good job at it, since Consumer Reports gave it a pretty good reliability score. One thing that does impress me about this vehicle, and that may be because I'm coming from the north here in Canada, is the fact that this has a heat pump. It's one of the only plug-in hybrids to have that, and that's why you see the range not deteriorate so much in the cold weather. It's actually a very good pro, in my opinion, because we know that anything battery and cold does not really go well together. You can also charge this vehicle on level 1, level 2, level 3 as well. So you have plenty of opportunities to charge this vehicle on any kind of chargers. And it takes about level 1 about 6.5 hours to give you a full battery, which is really good. And one thing I found is the regen with this is pretty good. It's very good at gaining back that energy that you lose through the regen, the one pedal drive and such. And you get a lot of, that's what helps extend to a lot of kilometers with battery only. Now that takes me to price. As far as price goes, this is priced relatively well. It's below the RAV4, even though it's bigger and the interior is nicer. In the US, the basic price starts at $30,000 and it goes all the way to $52,000. In Canada, it starts at $48,000 and goes all the way to $58,000, which is the GT Premium. Now, going back to the beginning of this video, I told you an SUV that won't break the bank and will save you money on gas along the way. I also said that the exterior looked pretty nice, and that's true. It's a much nicer exterior than the previous models. And I will go also furthermore and say the interior is the best in the industry from any of its competitors. I'm even going to throw Kia in there. I personally prefer this interior over the Kia, and definitely over the Toyota. Now, the Toyota and the Kia have a better fuel efficiency. I think the 1-speed transmission is to blame for this from Mitsubishi part. I think they should have gone either with an 8-speed transmission or even a CVT to alleviate some of that high revving, fuel costing way of going about. However, with the battery life of this, or the battery range, 61 kilometers or 38 miles, and you can actually do much better than that depending if you do regen and such. This vehicle has one of the better range, a better battery only range. It's better than the Kia Sportage or Sportage. However, it's a little bit less than the Toyota RAV4, but it makes up in more space and a nicer interior. Also has a way better warranty than a Toyota RAV4. My only cons about this vehicle, like I said, is the 1-speed transmission does annoy me how high it revs, and that's the only way to go about it. And the fact that it does not have wireless Android or Apple CarPlay. Now let's talk a little bit performance and handling. Now I told you guys about the acceleration and the 1-speed transmission, which does, annoy me, but ample enough amount of torque coming with 332 pounds-feet of torque. That is ample enough, and that is usually what you're gonna have, except like I said, at very high speeds of 100 kilometers and above. You don't quite feel it that way. The handling, the suspension is very well tuned. I did read some reviews saying that it is a little bit on the rigid side. I find that if it was any softer, you would have too much amount of body roll when you're taking curves. That being said, the handling to me is very well tuned. No issues with the suspensions whatsoever, taking corners and such. To sum it all up, this vehicle has one of the nicest interior and one of the most comfortable interior as well. Lots of cargo space, good handling, and good amount of torque. Where it does fall short is the fuel efficiency, 1-speed transmission, and wired Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Definitely one of my pet peeves. Might not be that important to you. That's up for you guys to decide whether this vehicle takes the cake against the competitors such as the RAV4 Prime or the Sportage plug-in hybrid. Now that's going to sum it up for a video, as we have a good amount of rain falling in basically all week and I hope you appreciated it. I'm not a fair weather soldier, so please like and subscribe to help support me through these nice rainy days and help us grow the channel. Until next time, we'll see you later.